airing in Canada, the United States, and Europe. To learn more about this film and the significance it could hold for the future of making movies in Windsor, we have two guests this morning, one in our studio. 7-year-old Maya Pachoco is here. She's one of the stars of the show. Good morning.
Hi.
And Reese Treadhill is a producer, and he is here on the line. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Sorry I'm not there, but the plague called COVID hit my house yesterday.
I know. I hope you're resting up and you don't have too many symptoms. But
I'm good. Yeah, I'm going to keep signing the cross all day, and
okay.
hopefully I dodge this. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you joined us anyways. But Maya, you are healthy and strong sitting here. Why don't you start off by telling us about this movie and what role you played in it?
Well, my name is Ruby, and so I have a niece, and she came to babysit me for 2 weeks, and she falls in love with my kindergarten teacher.
Oh, how did you get involved with the movie?
Because, so there was the directors, and I auditioned, and I didn't get a call back. I just got the movie. Because they changed the role into a girl, because there was a boy, and then they saw me, and then they wanted a girl.
So you almost redefined the role for the movie.
Yeah.
What a great story. Reese, what kind of milestone is this project for Windsor?
Well, yeah. First of all, I want to say, Maya was one of the bright spots of the movie. Like, she constantly had us just smiling. She's an absolute natural, and I hate the fact that her father and I played soccer together. Because now I'm complimenting his family, right? And we're always razzing each other. So as far as the movie and the significance to Windsor is, I think we've heard in the media many times before about this movie being made, that movie being made. There's a difference to the long-term prospects and benefits to the community when you're all of a sudden making what I'm going to term a commercial movie versus an independent movie. Independent movies, you make them, and then you try to find a distributor and a sales agent, and you try to sell them across the world. So as soon as you're starting to do commercial movies, you can actually start building a pipeline in a sort of a continuity to the process, so that you're making these movies over and over again for specific entities. In this case, the Hallmark Channel in the United States, TF1 in France, which is France's largest television station. And it's also already airing in like Belgium. It starts in Canada on a couple stations, including the Super Channel, starting I think next week. So the whole thing was this, and this is the thing that I think Windsorites have to be really proud of. The vast majority of the crew were Windsorites. The vast majority, well, about half the actors were Windsorites, and quite frankly, the crew that were from Windsor were our best crew overall. It wasn't even close. They were fantastic.
What is it about the potential of this film in Windsor that excites you the most?
So the potential was essentially myself and David Langlois, who's another Windsorite, Brennan grad 100 years ago. He ended up becoming sort of bi-coastal between Windsor and Vancouver. So the guy for the last 25 years has been heavy in Vancouver. Myself, I'm more of the Toronto circuit, right? So when we got together, it was because we were both banging the same drum, and Invest Windsor Essex kind of recognized that. So now we were getting more of a voice locally, and that allowed other people from out of town to find us. So what happened with the Hallmark movie was we were banging that drum loud enough that a particular American producer of prominence, this guy's done over 55, 60 films since the pandemic. So, I mean, you can see, like, they have studios in Kentucky, Georgia, et cetera. It's no joke, the people that we were working with on that movie. And it was a test run. It was a test run by design to see that if Windsor could sustain sort of a pipeline and sort of diversify the economy locally. I mean, these are the lowest budget of the commercial movies, and you're spending about $700,000 to $1 million at the lowest end. If you're doing that, if you're doing those in Windsor, 12 times a year, one a month, which is a typical model, you can see how you're starting to build like a multi-million dollar industry in your city.
Maya, you're young. You may not understand how significant this is for Windsor, but what was it like maybe for you to eat breakfast at home and head off to a film set?
It felt amazing because all the callbacks I had, it was like either in Toronto or Vancouver or London and everywhere.
And you didn't have to travel at all.
Yeah, I was so lucky.
You were so lucky. What does it make you feel now that the film is done and you know that a lot of people that you know are involved in the film?
I feel like now that I can see myself, because my sister's always been in acting, and I've always loved watching TV shows and movies, so I've always wondered how cool it was to be up there.
How cool was it?
It was like out of a 10, I read like a 10.
Not even an 11?
Yeah,
Okay, an 11.
yeah.
What is it? Is it strange seeing yourself on TV?
Yeah, because I've never been on TV.
No, and you're like, is that what I sound like? Is that what I
Yeah.
look like? Is it weird?
Yeah, so weird.
So weird. What kind of pressure did you have feeling when you went into the role?
Like the first part when like they call my name to come act in front of the screen, I felt kind of nervous, but then when I kept doing it, I felt I was having so much fun and everyone was so nice. So,
Do you want to do more?
yeah.
Yeah, what's your dream?
Probably when I grow up to be a singer, an actor, a lawyer, or a teacher.
Okay, that's a good list.
Yeah,
Would it be in that order?
maybe.
Maybe. What would be your next role? You played a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what else would you want to do?
Mm,
You like being having a family role? I'm thinking I would love to
Yeah.
be a superhero in a movie. That's my dream.
yeah,
Would you want to be a superhero?
maybe.
Okay. Well, maybe. Reese, how can people see this movie? You mentioned a few ways there. Is there hope that it'll be more widespread?
Yeah, no, it doesn't work like that, I'm afraid. So yeah, once we sell the movie, and usually these contracts are up front, we have no control, right? So you think I'd be more prepared for the Canadian air? It's definitely on Super Channel starting next week, and you can subscribe to the app through your Apple box or whatever to see that if you don't have Super Channel, or it'll be part of your cable solution, I believe.
Okay.
But yeah, guys, I mean, there's Google out there for a reason these days. Just Google the movie name with the word Canada, and it'll pop up with the schedule, etc., to watch it.
I like that you just threw to Google. That made me feel wholesome.
I hate to do that,
You
but I mean,
know,
it is kind of down that, right?
It is.
Yeah.
We can all do that. So will
We,
people?
we don't even control the title of the movie. Like that's not the title we gave the movie.
What's
Like
the title you gave the movie?
I don't even remember.
Oh, that's how
Yeah.
great it was.
You know, I was core focused on making sure the movie got done. You know what I mean? Like when you're on a budget of $700,000, the greatest thing about having a Windsor crew is they're so used to doing independent films, so they're so used to problems coming up. They're so used to figuring out how to do things on a limited budget that they continually, collectively save the day behind the scenes and just created a beautiful product. They really, really did.
So we're going to recognize Maya in the film, but will we recognize any other familiar sights around the city?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The whole thing. So we shot the whole thing in Windsor. Outdoor scenes, you will definitely recognize the waterfront parkland. That was used on a couple of occasions. We got into Old Walkerville. And I don't have permission to say whose house it is, so I'm not going to say whose house it is, but a prominent sort of community Windsorites allowed us to shoot at the front of their house for a beautiful scene that looked like the kids' school. So you'll recognize parts of Windsor for sure.
Reese, this was great. Thanks so much for shedding light on all of this for us.
Oh yeah, hey, look, it worked out really well in the first one. We'd already be on to our second one and third one and fourth one if it wasn't for that American double strike of the writer's
Right.
strike and actor's strike. If people remember that really hit the industry hard, and they're just recovering right now. But there's more to come. We're super close right now on bringing some other productions here with that same group and creating that pipeline for Windsor, Ontario.
If you ever need a superhero for a movie, I'm free.
You know, I can see it. I could see like lightning bolts coming out of your
Yeah,
hands.
I want to fly. Okay, thanks so much, Reese.
You're welcome. See you guys.
Reese Trenthill is a producer of You Can't Teach Love, and Maya Bachoco is one of the stars of the movie, and she joined us here this morning. Thanks so much for coming in, Maya.
No problem. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, the time now is 8:22.
Baby, I'm just trying to play cool, but I just can't hide that I want you. Wait a minute.